Welcome to the 2016 CSI kickoff event. I'm Commander Gary Cameron from the Division of Police on behalf of Chief Jacobs. Welcome. And I'd first like to thank, if I could please, Manny Clark, the manager, the director of the Lula Pearl Douglas Recreation Center. Thank you, sir, for hosting us today.
Not a problem.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you guys for coming.
So, if I have my history of the rec center right, Douglas Rec, the history of it includes many of Central Ohio's boxing greats,
That's correct.
including heavyweight champion Buster Douglas
That's correct.
and boxing coach Von Zell Johnson, who's been here for 22 years
That's
in service to the city as coach of the boxing program. So, and I understand you don't want to go toe-to-toe with Mr. Johnson because not a good thing.
Never. He's actually my size. He's actually my size, so I might be quicker and younger, but he get 1 point.
Yeah.
One box is over with.
Well, he's got a boxing record of 22 wins, 11 by knockouts, and so. But it's an honor to be here, and thank you, and it's an honor to have him on the staff for 22 years. So
Definitely.
we appreciate you allowing us to come. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And beyond the sport of boxing, Douglas Recreation Center, through their boxing program, builds upon family values, and they develop the confidence, humility, and physical endurance in our youth. So it's truly a wonderful program. And if I were to use a boxing analogy to describe what we're talking about today, the 2016 Community Safety Initiative, I would say that we have the best people in our corner today, and together we are going to deliver a body blow to violent crime in our city. So Mayor Ginther has challenged the Division of Police to build upon the 12-year history of this program. And he also challenged us to make 2016 the best ever. And so what you will notice today different about the 2016 program over the past years is that we have an increasing focus on positive community interaction. In other words, building trust. And trust really has two key parts for us. The community wants to trust the police to lawfully arrest the violent offenders in our community. But they also want our officers to nurture that trust through professionalism and compassionate partners genuinely concerned about the well-being of our community. Keeping neighborhoods safe through proactive law enforcement while also improving relationships within the community can be demanding for us, but we are up for the challenge today. And the highlights of this year's Community Safety Initiative are: the operational period will be from May 29th through August 27th. Each of the 5 patrol zones will field a team of community safety officers from a pool of volunteers. Now, these aren't ordinary volunteers. These officers have a direct knowledge of the neighborhoods they will be working in, and they also have been top performers. You will not see a depletion in police resources or police response throughout the summer. We will have the CSI officers who will release to the program will have veteran officers working in their cruisers on overtime. The CSI officers will be working on bicycles whenever practical. Our goal is for about 40% of their time on bicycles out in the neighborhoods. Our CSI officers will be supported through crime analysis, and we will focus on violent crime, and that is one of the displays I have here for you today. The map you see before you is of the city of Columbus. This is something that our crime analysts produce, and that is a hotspot map is what we refer to it as for the entire city. And then I have here, if anyone's interested, maps of each of the 5 patrol zones which the patrol commanders will be working from and focusing on the violent crime in their areas. These maps are important to us, but they're really just a tool, and unless these maps are further supported by input from the community, we're really not headed in the right direction. So we'll be matching those two things up throughout the summer. We will also have officers who are working light duty, staffing what we commonly refer to as a real-time crime center. And so those officers will be in police headquarters, working in an office where they can monitor the community safety cameras, get on our records database and such things, and so they'll be providing support to the CSI officers throughout the summer. We'll have officers working outstanding warrants on violent offenders, and we've even scheduled high school resource officers and our truancy officers throughout the summer to periodically stop in at the recreation centers, just check in, hang out, interact, and mingle with the kids throughout the summer. The CSI will also support the Mayor's Neighborhood Pride events and National Night Out. And if and when a tragic event occurs within our community, in one of our neighborhoods, we will do all that we can to end the senseless violence and restore calm. To strengthen the police-community interaction, we've created a postcard survey, and that's the other display that you have before you. That is the survey that we've produced. And we're asking citizens to critique our work throughout the summer. CSI officers will be handing these postcards out throughout the summer. Completed postcards can be placed in the mail with postage prepaid. The survey will be available online through the city's webpage, columbus.gov/police. The survey is just really more than a piece of paper, though. It will help the mayor and the chief of police measure how effective we are and how safe you feel in the neighborhoods. Now, today we have the best people in the city in our corner, and I'd like to bring them forward if I could. We have the Honorable Mayor Ginther with us today, City Council President Zach Klein, and I know Councilperson Brown is with us today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And we also have Stu Hampton, who is the Safety Chair of the Linden Area Commission. So if you would please help me welcome Mayor Ginther.
Thank you.
So I think it was about 8 years ago, Commander, that you and Mitch Brown and I were talking about the Summer Strike Force and the Summer Initiative. Now, at that point, it was Director Mitch Brown, and I can't remember, Commander, what rank it, Lieutenant Cameron at that point, and I was a young safety chair, and how this initiative has continued to grow and build on success using data and intelligence in new ways as a division and as a city. But also, we are, as the commander mentioned, going to take our community policing efforts to new heights as part of this initiative, because we know that we have some things to build upon from in success. Just this spring, we gathered over at Linden McKinley, and we put together an initiative in partnership with Chief Jacobs and the Division of Police and Recreation and Parks and Education to focus on safe spring break. And it made a huge difference in the lives of young people, not just in this neighborhood, but neighborhoods throughout our great city. A safe spring break became a reality, and now with our police force leading the way, we're ready to do it again this summer. This community safety initiative will take our community policing efforts to new heights. Now, as the commander mentioned, enforcement is still a top priority, and the only people up here that can do enforcement are our sworn officers. But we all have a role to play, and this is a collective community effort. We know that our nonprofit partners, our Recreation and Parks Department, our education and summer camp partners all play a critical role. But top priority obviously is to arrest people responsible for violent crimes, possessing firearms illegally, and selling drugs. But this initiative is different this summer because we're taking an all-of-the-above approach, because we know the best way to fight crime is to prevent it from happening in the first place. And so that's why our rec centers will be open later in partnership with the APS program in Recreation and Parks. Barrick, Beatty, Glenwood, Linden will all be open later into the evenings, making sure that our young people have safe places to gather, congregate, and play. We know our nonprofit partners are stepping up in ways they've never done before and expanding summer camp opportunities for our young people. And Columbus Recreation and Parks will continue to be the largest summer sponsor for the summer meal program in the state of Ohio, with over 250 sites where young people can have access to nutritious meals and supervised play. We also know that our newly renovated centers, we just opened Douglas a week or two ago, May 14th, and that builds on the great success at Glenwood, and we're opening up Driving Park in June, all beautifully renovated centers with air conditioning to make sure that our young people and our neighborhood leaders have places that they can gather, be safe this summer. We also know that with our work together, for the first time in the city's history, we have a class of Restoration Academy starting next month that will focus particularly on 18 to 24-year-olds, folks that have records, criminal records, either as juveniles or as young adults. And this class will be dedicated on helping them prepare to take opportunities in the workplace or further their education. We believe this all of the above approach will make sure that our young people and our families have a safe summer. But this also requires community and neighborhood engagement, and that's why we're so glad to have the Greater Linden Development Corporation and the Linden Area Commission here with us, because we know that no one knows the neighborhood better than the people who live there. You know when something is not right. We are relying on you to report suspicious or illegal behavior near your homes. Collaboration and teamwork are the best offense for a safe summer in all of our neighborhoods. And I want to remind everybody that as of next week, all the information about all the summer offerings and programmings and our Safe Summer initiative are going to be available on the Recreation and Parks website, #SafeSummer. I am honored to introduce a great partner of mine in community and neighborhood safety, a great advocate for our approach this summer in community policing in ways we've never done before as a city, and that's Council President Zach Klein.
Thank you to Mayor Ginther, my friend and partner in this. And I view the Community Safety Initiative as yet another example of how partnerships within the City of Columbus make a difference in our neighborhoods. Partnerships with community leaders and neighborhood leaders, partnerships with nonprofits, partnerships with the Division of Police and Recreation and Parks, all of it together to be able to move the city forward, to decrease violent crime, and to improve the quality of life for everyone in our neighborhoods. One thing that I find particularly effective about the Community Safety Initiative program is the fact it uses data and community input, and the combination of which can really drive numbers to increase the quality of life for all the families in the city of Columbus. If you look at the 2015 numbers, 430 misdemeanor arrests, 394 felony arrests, 104 firearms recovered, and nearly 7,000 grams of narcotics confiscated, just through the Community Safety Initiative. And it's through the community input in combination with data that we can really make a difference. Data by itself is very important in determining the hot spots of where our police officers should be focusing to decrease violent crime and improve the quality of life in our neighborhoods. But you have to have community input. You have to be out of the cruiser, in the rec centers, at the libraries, at the coffee shops, on the street to talk to the community so that you can increase the dialogue and the relationship between community and police. And our Division of Police does a fantastic job in trying to bridge that gap every day. And the Community Safety Initiative is yet another example of how we can use the community input, because we can have the data. We can send the cruisers to the neighborhoods. We can try to decrease violent crime. But if the community's not talking and it's not a partnership with the community and the police department, then the crimes cannot be solved. So I applaud Commander Cameron and the work of the Columbus Division of Police, our friends in the Recreation Department, of opening up their hours so that we can have a safe haven for our kids and have a place where community involvement can take place. And I feel that this is going to be a successful community safety initiative yet another summer, Mayor Ginther, and I applaud you in your efforts that you're doing to continue the work to make this a great place, make Columbus a great place to work, raise a family, and making sure all of our children in the city of Columbus are safe. So thank you.
Please welcome a great partner in this neighborhood, and we can't do it without the leadership of our area commissioners. Someone I've known for over 20 years. He went to high school with me, so you can get all the good stories out of him. He's the safety chairman in the Linden Area Commission, Mr. Stewart Hampton.
I want to thank you all for coming. Mayor Ginther, Lieutenant, police on staff, Manning, and the council members also. We can do numbers, we can do data, but if we don't get the community to engage in what's going on and to participate in the things that's going on, the data and the things of that nature is irrelevant. As a community, when you see resources that are trying to help us, it's not time to cage ourselves in and hide away, but it's time to allow ourselves to use these resources that are coming to help us and strengthen our community. That's what it's all about. And when you have people that's coming inside of a community trying to collaborate with them organizations to enhance the community, that's what makes the community more of a better community to be involved with. And as a safety chair commissioner here in South Linden area, we're striving to make sure that we improve these neighborhoods that have the bad apples, that have the landlords that's not doing nothing with their tenants. We're trying to crack down on that. And with this 13-week initiative that we're going to be having this summer, we would love to have the community more engaged with the organizations. It's not called snitching. Snitching is when you tell on your best friend. But when you're in your community, it's called surviving and allowing others to know what's going on. So you're not really telling, but you're also updating and fulfilling what's going on in your community so we can take care of them situations that's going on so we can all live a better life in our community. That's what this is all about. So I thank Mayor Ginther, I thank the city, the police that's want to take a part in this initiative for coming into the areas of South Linden and the whole Linden area in general. It's just not a South and a North Linden area. It's a greater Linden area altogether. And if we learn how to collaborate and come together as a whole, we will make this community a better community and a safer community, not just for this summer, but on a consistent basis to where everybody will live a better life. God bless you all, and thank you all for coming out.
Anything else, Commander? Go ahead.
All right, I know one of the questions is going to be today, and you've already heard it several times here. And the question is, how can the community help? Well, foremost, the division wants everyone to know that we are open for business. Please call us when you see something suspicious. Please call us if you hear that someone has committed a violent crime. Please call us if a drug house is opened in your neighborhood. And foremost, should you see a police cruiser driving down the street, and I'd like to pay attention to the numbers on that cruiser. It doesn't matter whether it's got a number on it or if it says perhaps CRT on it, which stands for Community Response Team. What I'd like for you to do is to wave, say hello, and let us know how we can help you. And I appreciate everyone coming today, and Mayor Ginther, again, Council President Klein and Stu, we appreciate it very much. And thank you.
Great job, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.